right now, there aren't any other studies going on that I know of in NMO with this particular product, other than the open label extension from the clinical trial, which is continuing right now and will wrap up this year. Almost certainly there's going to be some effort to do a pediatric study. I think that's going to be, just generally speaking, that's a FDA requirement for most drugs these days, is to extend the observations in adults into a pediatric setting. So I think that is going to be an important study. And then, as I mentioned to you, there's this very interesting biomarker data. This has been presented, but hasn't been published in a manuscript yet, but presented in abstract form, that suggests that deep B cell depletion is a target that one can shoot for to enhance efficacy of the product. So I would love to see a follow-up study with that. The GFAP studies that I mentioned to you, it would be great to see whether GFAP is a generally useful biomarker from the other trials. And I think that would be of great interest as well. So I know that the satralizumab study that is two satralizumab studies that have been done may have access to biomarker data, and I'd love to see GFAP data from that. Certainly, there are many things else that can be done with this product. NMO is one antibody-mediated condition. You could imagine studying the impact of this treatment in other antibody-mediated diseases that may respond well to B-cell depletion, including certain forms of myasthenia gravis, such as the anti-MuSK antibody-mediated myasthenia. So there are a lot of things that one could do, and I hope to see these things move forward. There have been plans to look at autoimmune encephalitis, a condition that's a rare disorder, but a very serious disorder for which there are no proven therapies. I think it would be fantastic to see application of inebilizumab in that setting as well. I could go on and on. A lot of possibilities of what to do with a powerful B-cell depleting antibody in other disease states that may respond to B-cell depletion that are also rare. So look forward to seeing those treatments advance. Unfortunately, both satralizumab and inebilizumab didn't show an impact in the AQP4 seronegative group. The inebilizumab trial, I think, primarily didn't show an impact in that group because so few patients came into the study who were AQP4 seronegative. So only about 8% of the patient population was AQP4 seronegative. So the numbers were just too small to make any interpretation. With satralizumab, they had larger recruitment of AQP4 seronegative patients. And I don't know what that label will look like. Of course, it's under review by the FDA right now, so it hasn't been approved. But from my interpretation of seeing the trial data as has been published, it didn't really seem that there was a big impact in the AQP4 seronegative patients for satralizumab. So I'd be surprised if it got approval for AQP4 seronegative patients. Clearly, there's an unmet need there. Some of those patients have MOG, antibody-associated disorder. There are no therapies that are proven for that. Right now, the mainstay of therapy is prednisone, which of course has long-term side effects. So we need treatments to be developed for that disorder as well. The seronegative patients may represent a more heterogeneous group of patients, right? It may be MOG, it may be something else, other antibodies that we don't know about, or perhaps T-cell mediated diseases that we haven't properly identified. So yeah, it's probably a heterogeneous group and certainly deserves further study.